Welcome back, Lenz Comic Corner, Classics Last Non-Classics. This is episode number 210 and Doubleshot number 144. Okay, first up, it's Volume 3 of Black Widow, Last Days, written by Nathaniel Emerson, and artwork by Phil Noto. Let me show you the example of the artwork. The artwork is actually pretty good. I don't have a problem with this artist. No, I don't. It's just that not a lot of people were really big fans of Black Widow, and yet this book lasted for 20 issues. That's not a joke. It lasted 20 issues, which is more than I could say for the previous volume of the series when Dwayne Straczynski was writing the book. Well, maybe Nathaniel Emerson basically has a better touch on writing the character than maybe Dwayne Straczynski did. I have nothing against Dwayne Straczynski. He's a good writer and all. I mean, the guy who wrote Cable. And I know he did Birds of Prey, which when he was writing was a good book. But when Christian Marks the book went down afterwards. But anyways, I'm not talking about that. Enough about that. This is Black Widow. Now, why am I reviewing Volume 3 first instead of the first two volumes? Because the place I get the books from basically hasn't got the first two volumes yet. But this book just contains the last 8 issues of Black Widow Volume 5. Now, I know for a fact that just last week they had the most recent volume, Volume 6, just started last week, and it's done by Mark Waid and Chris Simone, basically the two guys behind the two most recent volumes of Daredevil. But anyways, this is all about the Black Widow. And one thing I should note, though, this is actually one of 3 titles in 2014 where this is one of 3 titles where Maria Hill was a regular supporting character in. You probably want to know, what are the other 2 titles? Secret Avengers and Uncanny X-Men. Even though she did make occasional appearances in series like S.H.I.E.L.D., she also made occasional appearances in Deathlock, which was a really good title, by the way. Just too bad the end of the title, but the character's still around, which I'm glad. He's an Age of S.H.I.E.L.D. series, and I'm glad the fact Black Widow's got a current ongoing title. And this book is actually pretty good. Good majority of this book, with the exception of the last 2 issues, is just wrapping up a good majority of what the series is focusing on. Black Widow taking down this organization known as Chaos, which she does meet the leader of Chaos. She kills him. That's pretty much not much of that, but she also has her lawyer, which kind of basically is her lawyer's name is Isaiah Ross, which I swear he has a thing for her. Oh yeah, and I should also mention, and somebody might bring this up in the comics because they read the issues they're collecting this trade. Hawkeye shows up in this book, out of costume. You don't believe me? If you don't believe me, let me show you what he looks like in this book. I mean, yes, Maria Hill shows in the book. That's nothing original. Oh, I should also mention that her previous ex-boyfriend shows up in the book. The Winter Soldier. One of her 3 boyfriends she's had over the years. I mean, seeing him in here is actually, reading it is actually a bit of a surprise to see him again. I mean, it's great to see him again. Let's see if I can find Hawkeye, because I know he shows up in the book. Let's see, where are you? Wait, just past it. Here he is. Here's Clint. Yep. I'm sure some people who knows about the past relation between Black Widow and Hawkeye, it's not a big surprise that he would show up in the Black Widow title. I wouldn't be surprised if he would show up in the current book. Because these 2 did previously date. Yep. And if you want proof, Maria Hill herself shows up in the book. Because she does. Let's see if I can find a good picture of her in here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it's also reference. They do make a reference to Punisher in here. To when Sam Wilson, the Sam Wilson Captain America, appears in his book, and referencing Lime Go, that was in issue 17 that happened, but that was a reference. Here's Maria Hill right here. Yep, there she is. So you have 3 big Marvel Universe characters shown in the book: Maria Hill, Clint Barton, and the Winter Soldier. I'm sure that for some people, Maria Hill and Clint Barton was not that surprising because of their past relationship. But I'm sure the most surprising of all show up in this particular trade was the Winter Soldier. Yeah, it was nice to see him again. Shoot. The last couple issues just deal with the whole thing of basically Secret Wars. Excuse me. Just deals with the last day stuff after the whole Chaos stuff wrapped up. It's a nice little 2-parter to end this particular run on a Black Widow. This book is great. Overall, yeah, it's definitely great. I'm giving the book a 9 out of 10, and it's a definitely high recommendation for me. Basically, if you like the Black Widow from the films, if you want to read more about the Black Widow, I recommend also the previous 4 volumes of the series, along with some of her early appearances. Now, there is several trades that do collect a majority of appearances over the years. I mean, there's just 2 Marvel Premiere books. One's like Cold War. I don't remember the other one is, but just look them up for more. It's the Marvel Premiere hardcovers. Those collect some of her early appearances, and then there's also several other trades that collect the previous 4 volumes of Black Widow. I recommend those. The first 2 volumes of this that collects this for the volume of the series. And I definitely recommend reading the current volume by Mark Waid. Okay? Yeah. That's one way to get caught up with basically everything related to the Black Widow. She's a cool character. I've never considered her a C-list character. Mainly, I consider more of a, I would say a B-list character, not a C-lister. I mean, some people think Black Canary C-list, she kind of is, but I think because of her appearance on Arrow, I think she's been upgraded to B-list status. Alright, next up is the book 3 of a 3-book Ultimate Collection that collects the Miles Morales one for his books prior to the start of his current series that's just started right now. This is book 3 of 3. This book contains, well, this is basically stuff that's kind of toward his comic book. You got Cataclysm, Ultimate Comics Spider-Man issues 1 to 3, Ultimate Spider-Man 200, and the entire Miles Morales, the Ultimate Spider-Man series, where it's done by the awesome duo of Brian Michael Bendis and Dave Marquez, the same creative team that do that current. Well, Dave Marquez doesn't currently do the book, but Brian Michael Bendis is currently they did the first arc for the current Invincible Iron Man series. I mean, basically, you got stuff dealing with Cataclysm, which picks up like you got the Cataclysm stuff. You got the Miles Morales series, which features the return of Peter Parker, who have been dead at this point. Publication-wise, he only been dead for about 4 years? Yeah, 4 years. The character's been dead, and now he comes back. But in story-wise, he's been dead for maybe a year, maybe. I mean, the book opens. I mean, one of the big high points of this book is that book opens up with what happened during the events of Ultimate, which apparently it is confirmed that Ultimatum had only happened 2 years prior. That only 2 years have passed by since events of Ultimate, which, okay, that makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Now, I know for this book it does continue in the Ultimate End series, which is not that good, by the way. I mean, artistic-wise, it's great. Now, the one thing about this, if you read this like right after you read the previous book, this book picks up like the mini-series Cataclysm Ultimate Spider-Man. That picks up right where that ongoing series leaves off. And then continues with Cataclysm. Then you got Ultimate Spider-Man 200, which is an awesome issue, by the way. And then you got the 12 issues of Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man, which is basically like the return of the Green Goblin, the return of Peter Parker, which is also the last time anybody sees Peter Parker, Mary Jane. Yeah. I mean, the first arc for the Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man series takes to the first 7 issues of the series. And then, like, issues, like, 8 through 12 just deal with 2 things. Deals with the origin of Jefferson Davis. Features a flashback featuring Nick Fury and the Kingpin. Oh, by the way, Nick Fury in the flashback, he had hair. I'm not kidding. He still has the eye patch though, but he has hair, and last couple issues deal with the ultimate version of Doctor Doom, which probably from his perspective, excuse me, picks up like right after at the end of Ultimate FF number 6. Now, they do reference in the book that the all new Ultimates have disbanded. I do have a theory of when the place of that is. My theory is that it takes place that particular series, the 12-issue ongoing series. Now, they do reference the Spider-Verse takes place before the start of this ongoing series, which, okay. So you can kind of say that, like, after Spider-Verse and its all-new Ultimates, which is actually a pretty good series, because there's just an introduction to some characters. And then you got this 12-issue ongoing series, which is fine. That's chronologically how I would put it. But you can say how the chronological stuff works, because it's a bit confusing on exactly what stuff goes in what order when it comes to these particular books. But for this, definitely high recommendation. I mean, you got some great flashback artwork in here, not by Dia Marquez, but by a different artist. You have in issue 200, you have several artists. You have Mark Bagley, Andrew Henney. That's the MJ May Parker sequence. The Gwen Stacy one is Mark Brooks. Sarah Pacelli does Miles Morales, which is not surprising because she helped co-create the character. And Kitty Pryde, this is for issue 200. David Lafruzzi does the art for that one. Yep. But here's a sample of the artwork. It's really good, suffice to say. I'm hoping to get my hands on the first 2 books of this. I mean, if you're a Miles Morales fan, if you don't want to get the regular trades and save room in your collection, I would get the 3 volumes of the Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man Ultimate Collection. I mean, it's only 3 books, and it just collects his 28-issue, first 20-issue ongoing series, the 3-issue miniseries that ties the characters, issue 200 of Ultimate Spider-Man, and the 12-issue ongoing series. I'm not sure if it collects the Spider-Man series. That one I don't know, but yeah, 10 out of 10, awesome book. And this is a good read. Now, this book, I should mention, the book this size cost $35. And it has exactly 15? Yeah. 16 issues in this book. 16. I think it's all worth the current price, but I definitely would recommend tracking down the first 2 books along with this book to get your hands on. Okay? Alright, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will be episode 211 and Doubleshot number 145. Till then, see you there. Bye.